Hi, I just wanted to jump on and say, do you know about nerves? Get on your nerves? God, I get on people's nerves for sure. I wanted to talk about damaged nerves and how to reconnect them. It's an energy pattern. It's not impossible. I mean, I've worked with people and I've reconnected people's nerves back to them. Just doing laying of hands. Keep your hands 2 or 3 inches above the body. Your inner working doesn't know when there's a problem that's happened on the outside, as strange as that sounds. I know, and it might seem, oh, what a load of old bollocks that is, but it's true. The truth of the matter is that your inside is working fantastically. It works constantly. My muscles on my face are working, you know, my whole body's working now. My heart's pumping away, it's getting the liver to work, it's getting everything to work, and I know nothing about it because I cannot function fast enough to talk and do things on the outside of me and also work the inside of me. Why I'm knowing about it. So everything happens without us. When I say us, the soul energy maybe, or any other thing is interfering. The body's working. It's a huge constant background, super intelligent, and it's working and it's chatting to everything that ever was, because that's what it's made from. So it isn't separated from that. The separation comes when the skin gets on top, and then the skin is like massive brain cells all over the place, and then we have the outside of us, which we see. And obviously that means I can move my hands, I can talk, I can see from somewhere, I can hear, but it's got nothing to do with the inside of me. It's completely different. So when you injure yourself, and this goes for anything really on the outside of you, you injure yourself, or you may go and have an operation, especially when you have a removal of something, might not be to do with nerves particularly, your body can go into trauma, shutdown. Once it goes into shutdown, most people die from that. But that could stop completely. We could stop a lot of that if we spoke to the person, and if possible, the person's not in a coma, they could talk to their body. The body would rectify that. But all the time your inner body is working, it believes everything's okay on the outside. So if the inside's okay, the outside must be. That's the way it works. Because you as a soul energy came in to look after the outside of your body. Naturally you have to feed it and all the rest of it, but that actually wouldn't matter to the inside of the body, even though that would die, because that never stops living. Sorry, never stops dying. It's always living, the inside. It's the blueprints, electronic energy field that sustains life and goes on again and again, you know, reproduction, things like that, they all go on. So it's the outside. So it's really, really important to talk to yourself and get the best out of it. So as soon as something breaks down and you go into trauma, you might have a foot removed, for instance. I was asked a long time ago to go on the spur of the moment. I'd only met the person twice when I did horse riding. He asked me to go to a hospital because a lady had her foot removed from diabetes, because the toes had gone, then it was the ankle, now the knee, and she was just going back in to have the leg removed completely, and this woman was in constant trauma. So I rushed up to the hospital. I met the people, all the family around, because the hospital wasn't sure if she'd even survive. Because once the body's in trauma, the inside's in trauma, because nothing's working and things are being taken away, it goes into trauma naturally. So therefore, if the body starts shutting down, it doesn't know what's happening, and somebody comes along and chops one of your limbs off, and the body had no idea this was going to happen, because it's still functioning, heart beating, liver, lungs, everything's working, the brain's still tickety-boo, and you know, it's all carrying on. It doesn't realize that this is going to happen. So when it happens, everything gets into trauma, it stops. The heart may be ticking now, but it's not ticking like it was. The lungs now are terrified. What's going on? Everything starts to shut down. Don't let it get that far. Don't let it get that far. Just start talking to yourself. Actually connect your own hands to your body and saying, it's all right, it's all right. Even though you might think on the outside, oh my God, what's going to happen to me? Sod that. You remember to say to your body, we're all right, we're going to work this as a team. I'm going to keep you informed of everything I'm told is going to happen to me, so that you know. It's so important that you realize you are living in an intelligent, super intelligent being. Everything that you go to hospital for, it created to help you help it. So don't just sit there and go, oh, don't know what I'm doing. You do. You do know what you're doing. Wake up from it, for goodness sake. You're still going to need medicines. You're still going to have surgery. And none of that's going to stop. But you need to talk to yourself to stop yourself shutting yourself down. And then the same goes with nerves. So nerves are a very interesting thing. So I did electronics years ago, and I worked in all sorts of things. I started off as an inspector, looking at printed circuit boards and all the components on it, and XYZ, and then made it all work and function, and tested it and vibrated it and God knows what else to make sure it didn't break in an aircraft doing Mach 2. You know, all the various things that go with it. Well, you probably don't know unless you work in the aviation industry, but the thing is, everything needs a connection, and everything needs something to slow the speed of the electricity coming down, to turn it into something else. And it all works together when it's right. And you could jostle it around, you could drop it on the floor, it will still function. And this is the body. The outside can be damaged, but the inside will still function. So what is damaged? And when the nerves damage or break, they can be replaced. The body is more than capable of replacing a nerve, reconnecting things itself. It doesn't need a physical touchment, but it just needs you. Not necessarily your hands, but you can start the process. Then go and find someone who does energy healing. Energy healing, I don't know, you name the healing. There are thousands of healing. People are throwing up different names all the time, but there's only one energy. Doesn't matter what you call it, there's only one energy of source that comes in. And that's the source that's going to get those nerves back working again. It's the energy that created life. So you can call it anything you like. I'm qualified in Qigong energy healing. That's just using my hands. I'm also qualified on a piece of paper for a Reiki master. Reiki 1, Reiki 2, Reiki master. But it's only one energy you're drawing in. There is no other energy, so there's no point going around thinking I'm different, when none of us are different. But we do all have different capabilities. And if you fear when you're working, you will not be able to go into any aspect of healing. You can only do certain amounts because you fear other things that go on. There's an initiation ceremony you have to undergo when you do healing, because the energy has to make sure that you can withstand what's going to come through you. And not everyone wants that, so therefore their energy levels are, some are greater, some are lesser. It's just same as energy. It goes down a cable, and some cables can take a lot of energy and some cables can't. So the point is, you can mend nervous damage. Nerve damage, you can mend it. It isn't impossible. Only very recently I was working with someone, and they went on, and 11 weeks later they're using that part of their body again. It takes a lot of work on the other side, so you can have something get it going again, but then, as we all know, you have to then work it again and again and again, and it takes strength of nature to do that. But 100%, guys and gals, let's get rocking. Stop letting your body just think everything works when you know it doesn't. It's, oh my God, it's life-changing. It honestly is. And as I say, there are hundreds of thousands of people around the world who do forms of healing. You can't fake it. It's either going to happen to you or it's not. So you're either going to find the nerves kick in. I worked with a young man. It was so random. I was actually out. I wasn't even thinking of work. I was out somewhere and I met this man, and the conversation turned into healing, strangely enough. Probably because he asked me what I did at the time. and we got into healing. I mean, he sold something in California, security in California, a multi-millionaire guy, and he was chatting away about this injury he had, a football injury, in his calf, and his leg didn't work properly, and he'd been having therapies for 2 years and you know what have you, and his leg still didn't work quite properly. And I said, well, what do you mean it doesn't work? You've had therapy, you go and have physio and stuff. I said, I know with physio it doesn't necessarily mean to heal it, because obviously you're supposed to be, but you've had all this work done, and 2 years on, you've still got the same problem. Are you sure? And he said, yeah, I said, I can't, you know, move my leg properly because the nerves are damaged. Okay. I said, do you mind if I just do something? I said, I'm not going to touch you, but I am going to lay my hand on your thigh, and then I'm going to work down from that. I'm only going to go as far as the knee, though. And he was laughing, and so were a few other people sitting there going, oh my God, you're going to be touched up by an old woman. Cheeky devil. But I did that. I put my hand above there, and I said, in a minute, I want you to tell me what you can feel. He said, well, I can feel an immense amount of heat. And suddenly his leg kicked out. And everyone around the table was like, wow, what are you doing? I said, I'm just reconnecting you. You don't have to be like this. I don't understand it. So we got on a bit more and a bit more. So I brought my hand then down to his knee. I brought my other hand in, so we're sort of cupping his knee, but still not touching anything. And he said, I can't believe that. I can feel my muscle. I said, I want you. So what then happens to me is my feet might start moving, my toes might moving. I've got shoes on. I said, right, my toes want to move. I want you to start wriggling your toes in your shoes. If you want to take your shoe off, you can, but you can just wriggle your toes as much as you can. I said, now keep that going. In the meantime, I may be relaying thousands of numbers really fast. I mean, too fast for me to literally say them, but the ones they want me to say, I'll pick up and say, and I'll be steaming through numbers, going backwards, forwards, all over the place. And then after that, I may have images of something, and then I have to ask something. They'll send me an image, I have to ask for help. This is all coming through from my higher self. There'll be lots of information coming in, and now I have to ask that, ask this, ask that, do that, do that. I might even stretch my own leg out and start wiggling it around in midair. I might even touch my own leg and actually start massaging it, something like that. It's because what's then happening is the person I'm working on, their body's now into my body, is connected to my body. So if I massage my leg, I'm showing the person's leg. It's like they're looking to see through the skin of that person. They're looking at my leg, or whatever the area is. In this case was my calf. So they're looking at what I'm doing, and they reckon, oh, okay, yeah, no, we have got a bit of a problem in that area. We've obviously, that's been a bit of an oversight there. Yeah, no, it doesn't work as well as it should, does it? No. Oh no, because that's now caused a problem with the hips. The bloody hips hurt. And then I go, do your hips hurt? He said, well, funny enough, they do. They ache. It's caused me lower back pain. Oh, well, let's do a bit of work. I said, well, once this rectifies and you start exercising again, your body will correct itself, because it now knows that there's all these other problems from this initial problem. I said, so your body will work on it, but I'm going to explain what to do about the after work in a minute. And sure enough, he couldn't stop jumping up and down. He started running on the spot. I mean, everyone was looking, what are you doing? He said, oh, I can't believe it. It kept coming back to me. He said, do you mind if I hug you? I went, yeah. So he gave me a hug, and I can't get over it. Oh, Carol. Oh. And it went on for an hour. I wasn't even sitting in that area then. I was chatting to someone else in another area. I'm sorry, he kept butting it. I'm so sorry. I just got to hug you, Carol. I can't tell you how happy I am. I've been jumping up and down in the air. I couldn't do that before. I couldn't get the spring to bring my leg up. I said, right, well, now I'm being told there's a lady where you live, in sort of downtown, wherever you live. And it looks like a bit of a Rosie Lee, what the English would call a Rosie Lee type person. I said, and this lady, you might not visit her normally, because it wouldn't be in your remit because of your, you know, where you normally go. And he said, no, I do know who you're talking about. He said, because some of the guys go there for a massage. She's supposed to be phenomenal. He said, but you're right, it's not really. He said, I'm a bit snobby now. I said, no, that's fine. I said, lots of people are. They got loads of money. Why on earth would they think that somebody charging $25 for a massage or whatever, and it's part of a tattoo shop, why on earth would they be able to help you? I said it's stupid really, because healing has nothing to do with money whatsoever. Imagine a super intelligent body worried about money. That's the last thing your super intelligent body ever worries about. It just needs healing and understanding, and that only comes across when you do it telepathy and things like that. And none of that's got anything to do with money. You cannot train to be what I do. Not through money anyway. I've spent thousands training to get my certificate, so people go, oh, you've got a certificate, isn't that lovely? Yeah, I have got a certificate. And there's people out there running around with nerve damage. Why's that? I'm telling you about it, and I'm explaining how you can do it as well. So all the healers out there, you lay your hands down. I mean, it probably needs to be a bit more on the energy levels I'm on, which is pure love. I can push love into people as well. I can give you love, actual energy of love. I do that on the spiritual side where, I'm sorry I'm speaking very matter of fact, but this is very matter of fact to me. I do this all the time. I do all sorts of work for the spirit world, and to me it's just living, it's life. Like I walk down the road and I go in or get in my car, go shopping, I meet friends like that. It's just life. I don't think anything of it. So healing for me, this type of work, unless I'm approached and asked by someone, I've got this and I can't move that, or can you see me about that? Can you visit my brother or whatever? I don't really think anything of it because it's just so natural for me. I'm sorry if I come across quite flippant, but it's not that I am, because I love it when I meet people who say, you know, I can't manage this. If they want help, I can help them. If they don't want help, I won't bother. It's because if they don't want help, they won't allow the energy in. They won't allow love in. When they feel this energy, they go, oh my God, I can't believe this energy. I feel totally calm. My whole body is like singing. Calmness. What the fucking hell have you got in you? I said, no, that's me. I don't understand the other world at all. I do meet a lot of people on the other side spiritually, I have to say. And they come and say to me, Carol, you care so much about people. You care about them. I say, damn right I bloody care about them. I'm a human body. Why wouldn't I care about them? I'm part of creation. Of course I'm going to care about them. I was created. I want to help. I came here to help creation create more creation. That's what I came here for. I don't understand any of this. I've got to have that. I'm greedy. I don't understand it. It doesn't even come on my remit. So I look naive and stupid, and I'm glad I do now. I didn't used to. I used to think, oh my God, I'm so naive and stupid, and people laugh at me. And now I love it. Yeah, laugh at me. I don't care. I don't care if you want to laugh at me, but if you want healing, you're going to come and ask me for it. And then you'll go, oh my God, I can't believe it. I can move my arm again. Oh my God, my hand opens. How does that happen? Well, it certainly didn't happen for you spending £4.5 billion on it. That's for sure. So, if you want healing and you want to really understand it, get in the groove of love. And that is something here. It's trust. It's totally and utterly trusting who you are. And enjoying and realizing that when you're shown how you're made, for instance, the cuttlefish is part of your kneecap. The shark is part of your kneecap and nose. When you know these creatures and animals and whatever they are, on the micro level that they are that made you, you have so much more respect. Total respect. And when you go and see them and you realise that they're telling you, that's me, I created that. And then I'm saying, well, I've got some damage here and it just needs a little bit of help because surgery can't help it. All surgery can do is take it away and add something foreign to the body. And although the body will maybe accept it and work with it, it isn't what the body needs because we're not robotic yet. We will be because robots used to build people. Not that long ago, but robots actually built people. So that isn't long ago, and we're going back into something similar to that. So you'll see all aspects of all the things that have ever happened. It's phenomenal what's happening. But I can remember this, and I can be taken there and shown it. So I have some sort of vague idea of what things are in the body. But that's because I don't fear it when I go into anything spiritual. I find it fascinating. And I suppose that's where love comes from. Because I don't fear it, I love it. And therefore I can be shown things. But if you fear something, you stop love. And that's an outside thing as well, as people will know. If you fear something, you're stopping the flow of energy. And energy is love. Anyway, that's digressed a bit, hasn't it? As always. But get to realise you are here to work for your body. And if your body doesn't know something, because you haven't told it, then tell it. And see what difference that may make in your life. But nerves can be healed. It's not the end of it. Might need a lot more work and a lot more, looking after something and showing respect to your body to build that back up again. But it's not the end of it. Don't give up. Try out new ways, new things. But, your nerves can be looked after, and so can your whole health once you connect inside. There's only so much medicine can do, and even chucking pills down your throat or drinking something or injecting yourself can change your brain, how it functions, but it doesn't necessarily go anywhere near how your body functions, because it's still functioning. You're still up straight. Your heart's still beating. Your lungs are still working. Your liver and kidneys, all that are still working. It has nothing to do with that. It's really important we work both of them together. If we were working the actual love section of your body, of how it actually functions, with science, medicine and all the rest, if they were all working together, there would be nothing on this planet that we couldn't touch. So the pharmaceutical companies are working for your greater good. Science is understanding more and more for your greater good. And this goes, when I say that, the people who run pharmaceutical companies are human beings. They're not something out there that we don't understand. They're all people. They all need to be ill. Well, they could be ill. They all need to be well themselves. And the same with scientists. We're all looking at the same thing. We're all looking at ourselves. So if we all work together, oh my God, we'd be leaps and bounds. Medicine would be knocking things out the park. You'd have pharmaceutical companies that would be absolutely out there. You'd have go-to medicine that is doing you an amazing amount of good and keeping you alive. Go-to medicine, can you imagine that? Not just, oh, I'll take that because that'll get rid of the pain. Oh, I'll take that. No, you'd actually know what to have and why you were taking it. It's breakthrough stuff. Instead of this scrapping around all the time because companies want more and more money and they don't give a fucking shit what it does to you, that would never happen, because they would give a shit what happens to you because they want to be the best there is in the world. And to be that point, their pharmaceuticals are going to give you the best chance and the best way that everything works in harmony. I mean, it's just phenomenal, but we're going there regardless of whether people want to do that, because the ones that only want money, they'll be dropped for the people that actually care. There's going to be big changes out there, massive, massive changes. Because there are pharmaceuticals out there that are very beneficial to you on all levels. There are pharmaceuticals out there. And when that change is over, they won't have to worry anymore about anyone having their stuff, because they'll be having it. And all the people out there who are grappling for whatever, you're all going to get a share of it. We might have to go back a bit through ancestral, because all that's coming forward. So as long as you fit into the ancestral patterns that are coming back online again as such, this is online in reality and not online as in somewhere in the ethers. This is actually coming back online. You'll be fine. There might be a little bit of squabbling going on, but at least it's everyone ironing out their differences, I suppose. But we can all do everything together if we all decided to work together. It's not rocket science. It's not anything. It's just practical. And everyone stop being, I'm top dog, because no one's top dog. You're never going to be top dog. Not unless you're just a pure form of energy. And all the time you're in the human body, you're not going to be that. Because it's already made itself. The supreme master of energy is the human body. The animal kingdom is the same. The plant kingdom is the same. The earth is the same. It's all visible. That is the top of what it is. It can't get better than that. And it's visible. But how it became that and what's behind the visible is completely unseen. And that is the working mechanisms that made it visible in the first place. You think of that super intelligence. That is amazing intelligence. You can't beat it. So don't try and top it. It can't be beaten. And nor can it be destroyed. So everybody, search out your healers. Find the people that can do it. And it can happen. It's the people that can't do it are on levels at the moment where they can't do it. They can't access it. And that's nothing wrong with their business. Their business is still fantastic. But everyone works on different levels because everyone has to do it that way. I work multidimensional because I've always been that way. And I care so much about this planet. I really, truly care. I care about this planet. I care about every person on it. If I see things I don't like, I ask my higher self, how can I change that? And when I say, how can I change it, as an individual person, I mean that. How can I change that? And I have worked extremely hard to heal the world, put a pink layer of love over the world. I've done it with animals. I work with elephants. I work with tigers. I work with panthers. I work with cheetahs. I have lions and lion cubs that come and see me and lay before me. They ask me for help and they ask me for love, and then they give me their love so I know more about it. When you're working on these top ranges, that's when you know about things. And it is just, it's pure joy. I might never look it. My face is just sort of like, but I am working on pure joy. Unfortunately, you don't have to look fantastic, do you, to be working on pure joy. You just have to be mad, as they say. Anyway, please join me. I'm Healogize_Reiki. My name's Carol. I live in the UK, and yeah, let's get this healing going. Let's have a bit of science and all the rest of it and get on with it. Let's make the world fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Speak soon. Bye.